Tyler's job description.
It is now. We decided it. Mike's on. Okay, we'll go ahead and bring the city council meeting to order. I'd like to first ask everyone to stand and join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Aaron, would you mind doing roll call?
Sure. Jenny Bowers Schultz is absent. Matt Dyer.
Here.
Tyler Fullenkamp.
Here.
Scott Murray.
Here.
Abby Wilder. Here.
Okay, was everyone given a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting held on August 12th?
Make a motion to accept them as emailed.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, Jamie, you want to start with, you have a parking lot closure for behind Two Brothers?
I have an event application for a street closure. It's for Two Brothers' birthday, 78 years birthday bash. And Donna and Kevin Conrad are in charge of it. It's for Friday, September 19th. And it's in their back parking lot, so the parking lot will be closed. And then 3rd Street from Madison to Monroe Street, starting at 9 a.m. And then the event is actually at 4 p.m.
Okay,
The
sorry.
street closures the whole day?
Yes.
What's the day again?
Friday, September 19th. So she's asking for the setup, which it says 3rd Street from Madison to Monroe. I don't know that she would actually need the street closed that whole time, but that's her parking lot. So I would imagine from 4 p.m. when her event starts is when she needs that street closure. It's not specified on here.
They had an event in the parking lot before. I don't know if they closed the street.
They did end up closing the street because they also used the parking lot that's right across the way.
At the VFW? Okay.
Certainly makes
And I think
safer for people.
Jeremy, fingers crossed, I think the roundabout should be open by then. September 19th should be. So that'll help 2nd Street being open for emergency vehicles.
Jamie, it's closed from 4 to...
4 until, it says midnight, but that's the cleanup and everything. 10 o'clock is whenever the music will be done.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
And then I do have another street closure. It's more of a street closure. So for Thursday,
It changed. It changed. Yes.
Never mind.
I can bring it up. So we have the county has a company coming in to put a new flag on top of the courthouse. We haven't had one up there for years. They're redoing the whole mechanism and everything. It was supposed to happen Thursday. It's going to happen Monday, next Monday.
Okay.
So more of just information. They're just gonna close Madison Street. The crane's gonna work off of Madison Street. So Madison between 2nd and 3rd, they'll have closed next Monday for that crane to work up on top. Thank you for reminding me though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what you guys
Monday is the 25th.
what you're doing next on the
what else do you have? What else do you have?
I'll be
Do you-
part of the Main Street discussion.
Okay.
So.
We can do that. We can have Main Street now. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I think you know who we all are. I guess I'm back to ask if the city will invest in Main Street in this next coming year. We're looking to increase our budget to approximately $75,000. I talked to you all before on some of these things. In order to do this, we are asking for $25,000 from the city. This will help us reach our goal and carry forward our mission and vision. As stated previously, we are working to become an accredited budget would also allow us to hire a full-time director, would be very helpful with our goals, working daily to achieve them. Main Street isn't just about helping the businesses downtown, but also in preserving our heritage by being the heart of the city for events, community gatherings, and fun. That's what I wrote down, but, I don't know if you guys have anything to add. I did go to a community event. What was it called?
Community Connections.
Yeah, Monticello, thank you, last Friday, and learned a lot of things on how other main streets operate, different things for the towns, which is fun, and those are some of the things, like, we have a full-time, they can be working on these things. As I stated before, in the past, it's kinda tough with all volunteers. That's kinda the way we asked for an increase in our budget to help us out, with these things.
So max was 75,000. Where's the other 50 come from then?
Part of that is what we already raised and everything, and the other part I did go to redevelopment and ask them for 25, but they haven't given me
This full-time employee would be housed where?
a house.
They have
It's
an
not
office.
fully-
They have a,
haven't, it's still in the works. I mean, we did talk about, office upstairs, but we haven't put together a full plan yet towards that. I mean, the goal is hopefully to do this plan before the first of the year, come up with it, cause I think the new person will probably start it until the first of the year for 2026.
And you're probably gonna need to buy, some equipment, right? I mean, obviously you're gonna need probably a laptop and a printer and some different things.
We do own some of those things already. Main Street does, with our current setup there at the chamber, like the
Okay.
laptop and
Okay.
all those things. We would probably need some
Furniture.
things, yes. One of the things I didn't mention, I did learn when I went to Monticello, that we haven't looked at is
Patronicity.
they do a lot of their main streets, they were saying they do that, which is Main Street runs it, getting grants those ways.
Yeah.
Which we haven't looked at that yet. I talked to Jimmy about it today. She says too, we're surprised we haven't
Yeah.
thought that.
What's that called, patron or something?
Patronicity.
And that's where you raise half the funds and then the state,
It's through the IHCDA.
The state gives the money?
Yeah.
It's a 50% matching grant.
we used it for the plaza.
We use it for Kikianga, the dog park, and I think we used it for Rev
Part
too.
of the,
Rev
yeah,
too.
playground out there.
So I think the,
Patronage.
it's up to 50,000, but the match, you have to meet your match, or your
Yes.
mark. You have to meet your goal in order to even qualify for the matching
Right.
portion.
If you put it in and you applied for 30,000 and you only raised 22, you don't get any of it. So you have to pick a number that you can achieve.
Yes.
did you have something to?
What else do you need to accomplish to be accredited?
We talked about that this morning. We gotta get some things lined up. I mean, the state is judging us on all the bookwork that we're doing, all the things we're sending in. I mean, like, somebody from Main Street needs to go to at least, like, I've been to two of them now, meetings on the community, with the community connections. And there's a thing coming up in September, we're planning to go, it's a 3-day thing, thankfully it's in Fort Wayne. And it's all about historic preservation and different things, and we have to go to all 3 days. I did talk to them this last Friday, and they said, one person doesn't have to do it all, we can send, but usually it signs up, because last year was in Madison, so I don't think we were gonna be coming home every day. But this year, it's in Fort Wayne, because it's at the Grand Wayne Center, at the Art Museum, and at the GD.
Electric Works, yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
And we just gotta, I mean, I think I mentioned it before, in order to become accredited, there's a lot of T's you got, I's you gotta dot, T's you gotta cross, just so the state knows you got somebody, and that's if you have somebody full-time doing these things. Because if they're gonna be giving you, like, one of these $1 million grants, they want somebody there who's, not just a bunch of volunteers trying to spend their money, but
Yeah. I think, didn't Kendallville just get one of those?
they got $1 million, I think, for facades, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they were doing like an 80-20.
Right.
You pay 20% and they pay 80%.
When do you think you might be accredited?
said she'd work hard with us to make sure that we get it done.
So what we are right now, it's like you have a year to try and get accredited, so that's the next part of it. So at the end of the year, you have to get all the paperwork in to move on to that next level.
Sounds good.
Where would you wanna take that from? Did you budget? Is there
I
any-
did not budget for that yet. Well, we can, if it's approved, we can find a place. And then I can send my updated, budgets to everybody, but as of right now, it is not budgeted.
What happens, let's say your liaison fails you and you don't become accredited, then what's next?
We remain aspiring for another year to prove to them, that, prove to them that we are accredited. I mean, like I went just last week, we're a medium-sized city compared to a lot of these that are already accredited. They're smaller cities like Monticello, they're 3,400, I think. They get bigger in the summer with Indiana Beach there. And they were saying, it's interesting because a lot of it is historic preservation, but I don't know if you know, in '74, they lost their whole downtown and their courthouse and everything to a tornado. So, but now they're happy because their buildings are 50 years old. So now they are considered historic again.
I think as far as the state, they just want to know that we're committed, that we bought into it and we're gonna make some things happen. I feel like that, is that your question of like, where is this going or what's?
I just meant like if it didn't happen, then do you keep the director? What's your next step?
Try again.
Try again?
Yeah, we would continue to try and,
I get part of why I'm involved is because Van Wert's been accredited, it was before maybe 2007, and it's really paid off, I believe, for them in Van Wert County. And so I'd like to see Decatur be able to benefit as well with what happened to their whole Main Street parcel.
and when I was talking to some of the other directors and board members, they were telling me about, they have a full-time person, and in the summer they usually get 1 or 2 high school kids who helps with the plantings and the weeding and taking care of the downtown and keeping it nice and cleaned up and stuff. They have a full-time person who's concentrating on it, not just as a volunteer whenever they have to.
Right.
I mean, having somebody full-time in that position definitely would help get the projects done a little bit quicker, staying focused and making sure that,
Rather than meeting once a month.
exactly.
Right.
Right. And maybe take some burden off of Jamie, who we bug a lot.
And Max. Yeah.
Did we budget 50,000 for the facade program this year again? Was there money budgeted for the facade program again this year? 50,000.
Let's do the same.
My opinion, instead of going and trying to find other funds, is if this is going to kickstart Main Street, I would rather pull $25,000 from the facade program for a year, see how this works, and not do a big facade program. My opinion, downtown, I've watched the facade program. I think it's excellent. It's worked well. But the only ones picking up on that facade program are the same ones that picked up on it. Like, I don't see a whole lot of new. Like, they got a piece of the pie, but if you took that 25 and if this is going to happen the way it's going to happen, you could turn that 25 into more than just a one-time thing.
So you're saying leave the facade program's 50, right?
Leave it.
Leave
Take
it
it down to 25
for
and
1
then
year.
move that other 25 over for this program for 1 year and see how that, a different aspect of it. And you're not adding any more to the budget. Just a suggestion. I guess that would be my suggestion on how to pay for it.
I like that idea, instead of trying to find additional funds to budget for.
Because, I mean, did we even spend all of it this year?
This
Like,
year we didn't,
We did not.
we moved it over to a different
To that
project.
alley.
In years past, we have.
correct.
Yeah, this
So
year.
it kind of, let's say it faded maybe a little bit. So if you took a year off or didn't give quite a bit for a year,
And maybe we could get the big grant.
Right,
Right.
go after
basically puts it on this director to, they have to prove this is worthy for the city to really get the state funding and for the city to continue to fund it.
And I think it can be, if you have the right director, I think somebody's gonna work hard, I think you could do a lot for the downtown, for sure. So is that a motion,
I'll
Tyler?
make a motion to use half of the facade program to pay for the director. To the
I'll-
20.
I'll second it.
Motion is second, or any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I wanna say one more thing, real quick, besides thank you. When I was at Monticello, and a few weeks ago, I was at, Wabash. People know Decatur, and they say how we got it going, which I think we can improve a lot. But, you know, they're all working to do some of the things, and and people come into Monster too, say how nice our downtown is, and that's what we wanna keep it going, and have some fun things going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's class reunion season, and I've seen many people in the jewelry store that are reminiscing about years past, and looks different, and this looks great, and a lot of positive comments from, I just had can't remember his first name, his last name's Geis, lives in Colorado, and was just thrilled with what his hometown looks like. So made me feel good.
That's
People
nice.
do notice.
Good, I hear it all the time, for sure.
Great.
Andy Geis' brother.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, we have an ordinance to set rates for copies and videos for the Decatur Police Department.
We do.
Have we had any readings on this yet?
We have not.
Okay.
So, Chief Gerber had approached me about the potential for amending the fees that are associated with copies for police reports and video recordings, with what had been in place. It had been like 10 cents a page. The police department was literally like counting coins to give change to people that needed a copy. So there was a recommendation based on many other departments and what they're utilizing for that. And it's a flat fee of like $5 for a police report, and it's regardless of the number of pages of the police report. But when it comes to video recordings, the officers are now using body cams. That generates a lot more footage, and there is specialized equipment necessary to copy and create the recording or create the copy that would be part of an access to public records request or Freedom of Information Act request. And so between the manpower, the labor intensive process, the extra cost of the equipment, and the volume of material that may need to be copied or viewed to determine which parts are needed to fulfill a request, that fee is jumping from $25 to $150, but that is in line with other police departments in our area. So that was what was recommended by Chief Gerber, and that's what's represented in the ordinance. And Chief Gerber's available for questions.
I don't have any.
I don't have
He
any.
needs to
Yeah.
charge.
Anything you'd like to add? Cover it?
No, I mean, how do you have that written in the fees will streamline things?
Okay.
What's the ordinance number?
7. So Jenny is normally the one that does but I would entertain a motion to introduce ordinance 2025-7 by short title only.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Ordinance 2025-7, an ordinance of the City of Decatur Common Council approving an increase to Decatur Police Department fees for copies and recordings.
Now this is where she says,
I would entertain a motion to pass ordinance 2025-7 on its first reading by short title only.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call vote.
Jenny Bowers Schultz is absent. Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
Abby Wilder.
Yes.
And because this isn't an amendment or an adjustment to fees, fines, taxes, it will require a public hearing at next council meeting. So I'd entertain a motion to table ordinance 2025-7 to the September 2nd meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Hey, Ann, just raise it from 25 to 150, is that what it is?
Yeah, the current fee for recordings is 25, and it would,
150.
For
correct,
videos.
for video recordings.
Videos only, okay.
Which is in line with other police departments.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Maybe that can pay for some of the technical support that we need.
Right. Yeah.
But there's no sales tax, is that right?
Okay, we do have a public hearing scheduled for 7 o'clock, so we'll wait a couple minutes.
Have a resolution, probably.
It'll
Wanna
take
do-
2 minutes, sir.
Do a resolution? Do we have a resolution for an MVH transfer?
So, yes, we have resolution.
11?
Where did they go? 11. 2025-11, which is a resolution authorizing the transfer of funds from our MVH fund to other services and charges fund.
So it stays within MVH, just transfers from two funds.
Two appropriations, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Would entertain a motion to introduce resolution number 2025-11 by short title only.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution number 2025-11, a resolution authorizing the transfer of funds.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution
2025.
2025-11.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
What is the amount there? Do you have the amount of money with that?
21,000.
Even?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So MVH to other services, right?
MVH, I believe it's capital outlays,
It's from-
machinery, equipment, and vehicles to other services and charges.
Just us.
So Eric, the funds stay within the MVH street fund, but they're just going between two line item funds within that.
So you gonna open the public hearing?
I need somebody to
Yeah.
spend council meeting first.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a motion to suspend the council meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second to suspend the council meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Motion to open a public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
All right, we are now in a public hearing on a matter to discuss ordinance 2025-5, which introduces a proposed municipal wheel tax and a municipal license excise surtax within the city of Decatur. The wheel tax would be set at $30 per commercial vehicle, and the excise surtax would be set at $20 per certain passenger vehicles. This matter was passed on its first reading at the previous council meeting and is now up for public discussion. So is there anyone present from the public who would like to speak in favor of the ordinance? Is there anyone who would like to, you'd like to speak in favor?
No, not in favor.
Okay, would you like to, seeing no one's present to speak in favor, is there anyone present who wishes to speak in opposition? Okay, I saw her hand first. If you'd like to come up to the table and please state your name and your address.
My name is Becky Cochran, and I live in Decatur. Can you use the street address?
Please.
639 Worcester Avenue.
Okay.
I am familiar with the wheel tax, as I work for the county.
Okay.
So, been through this before. I have a couple questions, couple concerns. The city of Decatur does get some money from the wheel tax as it is collected through the county. Does that not qualify the city to apply for the community crossing grants as the state threatens with? Because that's what they did to the county before
Right,
too.
right.
They threatened that if you didn't get the wheel tax, and then they pulled that bill from themselves after everybody else passed the tax.
Right, so let me explain it. Community crossings has changed going forward. The regular community crossings, yes, we can still apply for that. There will only be one call a year, so it'll be a lot more competitive. There's normally 2 calls a year. What has changed is there will be this extra pot of money that is going by population and lane miles. Okay, so after the regular community crossings, after the Indianapolis decides whether they take their 50 million out of the pot, then there's another 20 million that goes to tracks, and then there is a pot left over. What they're thinking is going to be is somewhere in the neighborhood of $80 million. If a city does not have a city wheel tax, you cannot get that piece of that. And it's not competitive. It is, if you have a city wheel tax, you get a piece of that based on population and lane miles.
And I completely understand how that works. I don't know that I was aware they had done that with the cities, but I completely
Right.
understand.
That it's all new. Yeah.
My concern with it is the max for a wheel tax is supposed to be $40. So now, how do the people that are already paying the county, do they pay the county tax and the city tax?
Yes.
So they're gonna be paying double, so what should be a cap of 40, we're now gonna be paying 55?
So the cap that we talk about is the cap on city wheels tax, which is 25 on a vehicle.
But yes, it is both.
And we have chosen 20 instead of the 25, the max. On the city side.
That's the vehicle wheel tax, not 30?
No, it's 20.
20.
Yeah, for a passenger vehicle. Yeah.
So
So you would pay the 20 plus the county.
25 for the county, and it's gonna be 20 for the city.
There's a county imposed tax
Yes,
and there's a municipal imposed tax.
that's why.
They're each they each have their own caps and
Okay.
limits. They're 2 separate.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. I just think it's
Taxes.
important for people to realize
Sure.
that one's not gonna because you live in the city, it's not gonna supersede, you're gonna pay for one.
Right.
I think it's important for people to realize they're gonna be paying both.
Understand? Right.
Yes.
Because there's a large elderly population. I mean, it's not, nobody wants to pay extra taxes.
Right.
Correct.
That's just the way it is.
Right.
But for most of us, we'll grin and bear it. But there is a population that
It's gonna
even
be
an ex-
it's gonna be
It's gonna
difficult.
make it tough. And I just think it's important to keep that in mind. I do understand the need for it because the state makes you be the bad people in order to get what they're holding on to.
Right. Right.
They've done that.
Right. And we're going to see more of that in the next couple of years. Right.
I do understand.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just felt like it's important for people to know that they have to pay both.
Both.
Because that was a question I didn't have an answer to.
Mhm.
Okay.
So if I didn't have an answer to, there's a lot of other people that didn't have the answer to too. So I
Right.
think it's important to let everybody know what
Yes.
Yep.
It will
the
be
end result is going to be.
yes.
Yep.
It will be both county and a municipal one. So
Thank you. Thanks for your comments.
Sir, did you want to address council?
please state your name and address.
I'd rather stay anonymous. It's my right. The question I have is, where's this money going?
It only can go to one place, and it can only go to the streets.
Local
It's
roads and streets.
Local roads and
So are
streets.
we charging Amish the same thing, cause they tear up our roads?
That would be on the county
That
side.
would be the county's.
If they were a city resident, and the county does charge a wheel tax to the county, to the Amish.
Ms. Cochran back there, who works for the county, says she can answer that for you, but I'm not privy to that information.
You
I don't
said
know.
Vehicles, I'm curious about the utility trailers and things like that, are they being taxed too?
There are a number of exceptions. There are specific vehicles that are taxed at the wheel tax rate based on the weight of the trailer involved, and then if it is below a certain weight, then it falls into the vehicle excise surtax.
That brings up an interesting point. What if you have a camper, but you already pay luxury tax on it?
So that falls into one of the categories. I believe RVs are classified as the commercial. They're not part of the, buses, recreational vehicles, semi-trailers, trailers with a declared gross weight of more than 9,000 pounds, and trucks and tractors with a declared gross weight of more than 11,000 pounds fall under the wheel tax. And that's by statute. That's not
I'm
anything.
just trying to make sure we're not charging per wheel, we're charging per vehicle or whatever.
It's per vehicle.
Per vehicle, yes.
That makes a little bit difference.
Okay.
I was just wondering, because I heard wheel tax, and we're already paying state wheel tax.
Sure.
Right.
But that's all I have. Thank you for answering my question.
Thank you for your
Sure.
comments.
Does anyone else have any further questions? Any comments?
It's a different way of funding, and we have to get used to it. I think the state of Indiana can spend money better than Washington. That's our money, and I think Adams County and Decatur can spend our money better than the state has. So it's just a different way of funding it. And remember, we pay it too.
Right.
But
Um,
rough
Gary?
numbers, we did $2 million in paving projects last year from state grant money. And without a wheel tax, we don't have access to that $2 million.
Not all of it, some of it. We can still get some of the community
Some.
crossings, but there's some that will be limited to only cities who enact a wheel tax.
But we want to stay ahead of paving, not get behind. So it's important to play the game.
Seeing no further individuals coming forward, we'll conclude this public hearing.
And thank you both for coming and giving comment. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for answering the question.
Do we need a motion to close it?
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Motion to open the council meeting.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Any more discussion on the ordinance 2025-5?
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 2025-5 on its final reading.
And this is,
By short title.
this is as amended, and I'll briefly touch on that. When we introduced it at last meeting, Exhibit A was included, which was a letter from LTAP, which is our certification, our normal certification that shows that we have an NDOT qualified asset management plan, and that's a prereq for passing a wheel tax and qualifying for the community crossings program. But when this passes, we have to provide this to the Indiana Department of Revenue and the BMV. The BMV doesn't want the LTAP certification, they want an actual letter from NDOT. And so between the first reading and now, Jeremy was able to contact NDOT and acquire the letter that verifies that we've completed and we do have our NDOT certified asset management plan, our infrastructure management plan that just kind of shows our progress for street and road paving and our maintenance program for that. So, that is the amendment that is done. So this will be introduced for
Same
final
motion with the
reading
amendment.
as amended.
I'll second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
All right, ordinance 2025-5, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Decatur imposing a municipal wheel tax and motor vehicle license excise tax and creating the City of Decatur Wheel Tax Fund and the City of Decatur Motor Vehicle License Excise Tax Fund.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-5.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call vote.
Jenny Bauer Schultz is absent. Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
and Abby Wilder.
Yes. Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Okay.
What a kind,
One sneeze.
That's right.
what a kind council.
Do you have anything other than budget review now?
Do I?
Yeah, do you have anything else?
I don't think I do. Mm-mm.
Okay, so now it's this time of year, it's time to review the budgets. I think normally the clerk treasurer kind of goes over the department, right, and gives the increase or decrease. Do you have those set? I mean, is that, and I think the department head is available if there's any questions to the change. But,
Yeah, I've not done this before, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I did send out to everybody, the budget itself, the packet, and then it also has a budget increase overview, to kind of explain what some of the, I guess, bigger hitters were, if you will, on, the budget increase. So you'll see that sheet on top of the budget, and then also a budget comparison, which compares the budget, it goes back to 2021, through current, which shows the budget, per department for the general fund. And then the other funds, including the MVH, Parks and Rec, Fire Pension, Police Pension, and CCD. And then the bottom section will be other funds as well. It also shows the percentage of increase or decrease. I will be happy to go through.
first I want to say a couple things.
Sure.
So, it was a great experience going through these budgets with Erin. I mean, Erin, being new, she acted like a seasoned veteran going through all these, and we sat down with every department head. I want to thank all the department heads for sitting down with us. A lot lengthier time than we've ever done before, going through line item by line item. We know things are going to get tighter because of the state changes. We'll say that. So we asked department heads to get creative and let's find some ways to cut some things and let's, if there no more what ifs, let's find out what we actually need as departments of the city. And our department heads they helped out, and I think we trimmed it down as well as we could. They did a good job of finding things that weren't really needed. There wasn't a lot, obviously. I think we've been pretty frugal over the years, but they did help us out in meeting the goals that we were hoping to get to.
Mayor, one thing on this cover page, under councils is add county IT fees, significant increase. That's one area that's been hard to cut anything out of in recent years. Are we tight? I'm not saying the county hasn't done a good job with our IT. Would it be prudent to have a city IT person? Are we locked in with the county?
For right now, and we've had conversations with the county, I've had conversations with third-party IT businesses. For right now, I think we're still getting a pretty good deal with what they have, and the protections are very strong through the county. The IT department, the county does, they have everything very secure.
At a cost.
Yeah, at a cost.
Huge.
I still think it's not to a point where it would make sense, because if we go on our own with an IT person, we're also going to have to carry all the licenses, everything for all of our software. It's probably going to be over double what we're paying right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just not questioning you, just questioning the.
Right. They have gone up.
It's been a huge
They
increase
have
over
gone
the
up.
years.
There's three, buddy.
How do we wanna do this? I apologize.
I
I'm
don't
not
know. I
done.
looked through it.
Do we need to go page by page? I mean, what do you, I'm sure you've all looked through it. Are there any additional questions?
Normally, I think, we look at the increase for each department,
The comparison?
and if someone has a question why one increased, more than others, that's the time to pull a department head up and ask, what the increases are about. I will tell you that there weren't a lot of increases this year just because everyone worked hard to
Mostly
keep
with
them down.
salary.
Right. Right.
What is the adding your police officer with a grant? What is that?
I applied for the cops hiring program grant, I'll hear, I am to hear on or before September 30th if we were awarded any portion of that grant, so it could be up to 4 officers, 0, anywhere in between there.
So what we
That's
did,
that matching grant.
right, so what we did is we added one officer to your budget. That way, if you did get that grant, then you would get that additional officer. But we had talked, and if that grant is not something that we get, then there probably won't be an additional officer. Unless,
And if we're granted the magic money for any of Main Street, and there's a new full-time employee, are the salaries in here, or the benefits in the budget?
I think
That-
that employee is their
they
employee.
won't be
That's
an
Yeah, it's-
employee.
it won't be
That's
a
not
not a
city
city employee, nope.
Okay,
Nope.
We're essentially sponsoring
Okay.
Main Street
good.
Right.
for them
Better.
to be able to.
Yep.
Which he's still gotta come up with the other $50,000 that he
Right.
wants.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
How's the grant work? Is it just a 1-year grant for an officer? Or?
So this is considered year 1, the application process. So then the next 3 years, it's like a sliding scale. So you start paying a portion, they match. So that we pay 25%, they pay 75, and the next year 50/50, and then the next for easy numbers. And then you have to sustain that employee for that 5th year. So it's not like you can get it and then just dissolve the positions.
So they start off paying more, and then it goes down each for 3 years, and then we have to keep that officer on for 5.
Trying to get you to add some officers
Right.
and cover the.
But there is a max over the course of those years, right? That it won't go over 150,000. Is that correct?
I think it's 195.
That they'll pay.
That they will pay. There is a max.
So over 3 years, 125 per officer.
Is that a newly offered grant?
No, I learned about it, the first year I took over, I learned about it. It was a lot of work.
It was a fun process.
Yeah.
I can
Aaron just
imagine.
taking over and like all these different websites and
I can imagine.
accreditations to prove that we are who we are, it was.
Yeah. Good.
I don't have any additional questions. I went through it all over the last couple weeks. Thank you for getting it to us, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the job.
Thank you.
She's done a tremendous job. She really has.
Great.
And new healthcare.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double whammy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we always budget for some projects throughout the year. Is there some worked into this, or is this kind of just getting the stuff done?
we've kept a lot of it similar, project-wise. I don't believe there were any additional.
I mean, there's some things that we're working on right now with the parks thing that I'll talk about here in a little bit, and then there's a couple housing projects that we're looking at to hopefully that happen. So I think there's some money set aside just in case those happen, but we're waiting on. We're obviously going for some grant funding for all of that to make it, so we have some match money set aside to see if those projects can happen.
I asked Aaron my questions already.
I got my questions answered also, so.
No questions? So we need a motion, or is this not?
Was this this is just introduction and
This is just
discussion?
going over department, with
Right.
department heads, if there were any questions or, yeah, the,
Okay.
right.
I know it's hard to predict it. What do you see in the next couple of years as far as the same process?
So, the state has till 27 to run income numbers for every county. Last I knew, they ran it for about 4 counties so far out of the 92. Because they're wanting us to go away from, they're trying to get us away from less property taxes to more income taxes. But no one knows where they'll really be in 2 years. So 27 into 28 is when that really happens. But the legislators have already said they're willing to go back and relook at some of the things they passed this year, next year. It's kind of a moving target. We don't really know. That's the hard part. Any other questions on the budgets?
So we'll vote next meeting to adopt.
This
No.
was just discussion only.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Thank you both for meeting, and all the department
Yeah.
heads for spending all the time kind of preliminarily to get it to this point and to have it in such an organized and concise fashion and in front of council and everyone well in advance to be able to ask questions and feel confident with where we are. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, with nothing else, I do have one other thing. A week from Wednesday, a week from tomorrow on August 27th, we're having a public meeting at the Riverside Center about the hopes of a possible riverfront park project. We've had a steering committee that's been working with Engineering Resources on some different designs, and at that meeting next Wednesday night at 6:30, we'll be unveiling like 3 different renderings, as well as a bunch of amenities that could go in the parks, in the park area. We are looking for public input. There will be a survey that people will be able to take with their cell phones, and they'll be able to pick their favorite rendering, as well as pick the amenities and rate the renderings on how important they think they are to the park area. The park area we're talking about is near the Riverside Center. It'd be like the Chamber parking lot. So I'm looking forward to next Wednesday, meeting with the public and seeing what people think about the designs that are out there. Again, this will be another project. With a lot of the funding that's out there, the grant funding, you have to have projects ready to put forward. And I think a lot of times what's happened here is we haven't had projects that are ready with numbers, with renderings, with all this stuff to get in line for some of the grant funding. So this was a way of getting one out there, so that if we know there's some funding now available, but even if it doesn't get through, it doesn't get some grant funding now, then we'll wait till next year and we'll try it. But there is some money out there right now that I think we can put this project out there.
What time is it?
6:30 Wednesday the 27th,
At Riverside Center.
at the Riverside Center.
Wednesday.
Yep, 6:30.
And it's called Riverside Park, that's the name of the park?
No, there's no name.
No name yet, no name yet.
It's just along the river, between the bridges.
Between the bridges.
Yeah.
That's a good name, Between the Bridges.
I know, I kinda like
Between-
that name.
BTV?
Between the,
Yep, yep. Okay. You have any?
exciting.
No.
Department heads, Jeremy.
Community crossing paving has been completed. They are doing some pavement markings this week, as the weather permits. Hopefully we can get that finished up, tallied up here, in the next week or so. Just touching on the wheel tax and the community crossings. And just did some quick numbers back there. In a 5-year period, we were awarded 4.7 million, almost 4.8 million in a 5-year period. Of that portion, actually the total is 4,761,642.98. Of that, the city only paid 1,140,410.74. You know, we don't like tax, we don't like additional tax, but, you know, your hands are kinda tied.
Right.
The project has shown very beneficial, hands down, so.
What did the city pay again, Jeremy, the amount of money, I think it, 1,000,000?
1,190,410.74.
Okay, it's just already shared, okay.
That was 28.
For 5 years, yeah, that's pretty good.
On a 5-year period from 18 to spotty, we didn't get anything in 19 or 20, due to restricted funds, but we've got every year since. So, it's very worthy. Five Points project is continuing, it's coming right along, hopefully in a few weeks here, there sees some great improvement, so, be nice to get that wrapped up.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely taking shape down there for sure.
That's all I got.
They had to kick Eric out of there the other day.
I went back with a ladder on Sunday, got some pictures of his little aerial view on Sunday.
Good, good. Yeah.
With no vehicles, just blocked it.
It was hot asphalt, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin G. Jeff. Kurt. Gary. Bill. Jamie.
Next week, next Tuesday, Dan and I will be going to the high school for the Mayor's Youth Council, so we're getting ready to start everything for this year's group. The high school guidance department has the application, and that will be open until September 12th, and then select next year's council and start getting active.
Great.
Looking forward to meeting the next group, for sure.
How many openings are there this year? Because some of the kids stay on from year to year.
So we kind of go each year and just see how many more apply, and, you know, what we know, there was only one senior last year, so
Okay.
we've got a lot coming back.
Is it all grade 10 or is it just?
It's freshman through senior, yeah. Yep. Okay. Anything from council?
Eric, it's good to see you. Sorry to hear about Joe's spill.
Yeah, yeah. He'll come back at the end of September, I was told. About 5, 6 weeks. He broke his leg last week.
Oh, gosh.
He's in Woodcrest right now, rehab.
In true Joe fashion, he joked with me that it was all city council's fault.
Oh, boy.
He was writing an article on city council spending money and fell on a city-approved sidewalk. So therefore, his spill is our fault.
Yeah.
But we wish him well.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to pay the claims.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.